And good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hopefully you all had a little bit of coffee, a little bit of breakfast, and let me thank you all for coming here to this very important event. And let me thank, of course, our media partners that are always here to cover the important events. Thank you all so much. We have, a couple of years ago, let me give you, not a couple of years ago, a little history of what's going on. About a year and a half, the cities of McAllen, Mission, Edinburg, and Pharr started getting together to discuss a little bit about issues regarding the drainage or problems we had. So we started thinking about, look, we got to start thinking regionally. It's something that's so important, and in reality, we haven't been doing as much as we should. We started talking about a plan, about what we could possibly do to help out the whole region. And when I'm talking about the whole region, I'm talking the Rio Grande Valley all the way to Brownsville. But in order to do that, we had to do something. We had to bring everybody together. And little by little, thank you, we're finally getting there. So thanks to, and I'm gonna call you guys out, the new people that are, or the ones that are here. Of course, we have the original. But now we have Alamo, Mercedes, Hueslaco, San Juan, Progreso, Granjeño, Hidalgo, Donna, and also a representative from the General Land Office. Thank you all so much. We're finally getting there. But one thing I'm also going to do is I'm going to call out the ones that still aren't here so that you all can urge them and tell them about the importance of this project. We're still missing La Villa, Elsa, Edcouch, La Joya, Sullivan, Peñitas, Palmview, Palmhurst, and Elton. At the very end, this is what's going on. The City of McAllen, we have a pretty good drainage system. In 2009, we implemented an ordinance that has worked well. 2 years ago, when we had a hurricane, we had about 16 inches of water, and then before, we had another one. The first one, there was about 2,000 homes that we still had some issues. We implemented everything. We did some more infrastructure work, and then the second hurricane, 2 years later, when everybody was flooding all over the place, because we only had about 200 homes that got a little bit of water. So that's very important. Now, what's now very important is that fortunately, Edinburg, Pharr, and Mission have implemented that type of ordinance, the one that McAllen had. And what does that do? In reality, it plans for the future, and it tells you, look, you have to retain as much water as you can before it goes to the drainage system. And that's something that's very important, and I hope everybody understands, especially the little municipalities. And that's why I'm so happy to have you all here. Hidalgo, we have Mercedes, everybody we have. We started talking about the benefits of regionalization. It's something that a lot of times we don't do, but I think it's time. Our economy, our area is so intertwined that we have to. We have to do what is correct. And what is correct is, let me tell you once again, we have to develop in an orderly manner. I know that a lot of times in the small municipalities, it's a little harder, and we usually want to grant variances on issues. We got to be careful. Because what do variances do? A lot of times somebody develops in a way that they shouldn't necessarily. And then what does it do? Well, then at the very end, when somebody else is developing, they have to bear the cost of those that did not. So there's a lot of issues. And it's not just the drainage, it's the subdivision process and a bunch of different processes. It's very important. This meeting was so important because we finally wanted to get some of the smaller municipalities in, and we did. But we're still missing, and that's one of the main points of this one. If we all work together, and I'm talking to everybody, because everybody should have some skin on the game, especially the little municipalities. We need your help. We need y'all to join. We need you to all work together with us, with the City of Pharr, Edinburg, Mission, and McAllen, and be part of that group. It's so important, and we're gonna keep on pushing till we have the drainage system that our residents, that our community deserves. So thank you all so much for being here. And we're going to have a little presentation, at least a little bit of a discussion regarding the ordinances so that the rest of the communities can adopt what McAllen, Edinburg, Pharr, and Mission has already adopted. And of course, very careful and I keep on saying this, with the subdivision process and the granting of variances. Because a lot of the times, I know staff goes and recommends against it, but as an elected official, a lot of times because of political purposes, and that's the truth, we do it. We have to be careful about that. Ladies and gents, thank you all so much for coming. Media partners, thank you for being here.